Hey Roger, you're here at the Cannes Advertising Festival. Tell me, you talked about the importance of being different and standing out. How can a band today do the same thing?
I'm out of ideas. But they still do it. Something always turns up. It turns your head. It's getting harder because there's more paint on the canvas that we had the privilege of painting on when it was quite empty. So, but someone always seems to come up with something. What's that? Sound mostly, and then obviously they've got the look. But yeah.
Well, you're reissuing the Who Sell Out this year. Tell me, what is your feeling about music and advertising and the way the relationships between the music industry and the advertising industry has changed over the course of your career?
I've never been a snob about this. I just think I don't care how music gets heard. My feeling about it is whatever, as long as it's not some really attacking product, I don't mind our music attached to anything. Because it's my philosophy that they'll remember the music whatever they're selling. And with the way the music business is today, any way you can get your music heard is incredibly valuable to the artist.
What do you think is the best business decision the Who made over the course of your career?
Business decision? Oh my God, at business I'm terrible. I'm the worst businessman in the world. Absolutely terrible. I suppose the best decision of all was forming the Who.
I like the story that you gave about how the difference in changing your image and becoming a mod.
Yeah,
a mod band.
Literally was in that door and out that door. Hello.
What advice would you give young musicians starting out today?
Just enjoy every minute and always remember why you did it in the first place. It's fun, and if you're having fun, so will your audience. And it can't all be fun, but even though it's, sometimes you get nights where you really struggle, that's part of the fun, and you should recognise it.
What's the most fun you've had?
Where have I had so far? That's some wicked fun.
I know Harvey asked you this question as well on stage, but what's the secret to your longevity and the Who's longevity as a brand?
Lots of things. We were very conscious of image initially, and we had a writer who was so unusual. When you listen to, for instance, you listen to the Stones, you can hear where it came from. You listen to the Beatles, you can, maybe a bit less, but you still can hear the lineage of where it came out. When you hear the Who, you think, this almost comes out of nowhere. There's the first single, there's a little bit of connection to Kinks. But then from then on, it's like no one else had. And that was the genius of Townsend. And the fact that he wrote such iconic lines, I was born with a plastic spoon in my mouth. I mean, talk about summing up the whole second half of the 20th century. In one line, that's genius. That is genius.
What do you think about the music coming out today?
Some good stuff, some bad stuff. It's all the same. I mean, it's always been the same. There's some really good stuff, and the musicianship today is really high quality. Great bands. Great. I only really know about England. I'm a bit out of the loop on young American bands, but in England it's very healthy, and they're good at what they do.
Anyone you're really into these days?
It's easy to say I don't like, but I want.
What, if any, song would you want used in a commercial, and for what brand?
Well, I think AT&T should use Relay.
What?
You have to listen to the lyrics. Listen to the lyrics. It's just perfect. From tree to tree, from you to me, travelling on the relay. It's what the modern world is. It was so ahead of its time. It's a forgotten blue gem. but it'll cost them a lot of money.
What are you working on now? Can you give us a preview of what
I'm
we'll
having the
see
summer
next?
off, and I'm working on getting my own little band together to go out and do small clubs, very small theatres and casinos, just to keep singing. Because the Who aren't going to be working this summer, and voices aren't like guitars. You can't just change the strings, you have to keep working them. So I just have to do it, sadly. So I would love to have a year off. The road gets grueling.
Do you miss the intimacy of the smaller venues?
I love it. I love that today.
We just so
just having
enjoyed it.
fun, being able to do those kind of things. The history, the way I sing. I mean, so much music we used to do, and I was singing Johnny Cash songs at 16, and I just loved the man. And he was, if I had to hold, one man up, stayed with me for all those years. There'd be two actually. There'd be Johnny Cash and Bob Dylan, who have stayed their own people. Very much.
Do you feel you've stayed your own?
And Levin Helm was another favourite. They could all be in my band.
If there's anything that you can do differently, what would it be?
Anything?
Anything that you've done, what would you, if you can do something differently over the course of your career, what would it be?
I won't answer that question. Could be a very unprintable answer. Because I've had such a good life, I wouldn't change any of the stuff that is normal. So it'd have to be something very abnormal, and it'd probably end up very rude.